this is what we're doing. If you look in Nora Puls art, as I was saying, there is a photograph of it, so you can actually see the photograph on your iPhone or whatever, if you want to look at it a little more closely. I found a photograph that was of this painting, or not this painting, of this, it's an actual lighthouse. See, here's the photo. And I mean, this was actually the way the sky was and everything. Isn't it pretty? Yeah. So I thought, well, that would be a lot of fun for art class because we get to work with a lot of colors. Which reminds me, I have to go get a plate. Just a second.
Hey, Dad, can you run in the circuit to
So what you need to do, we're going to go ahead and start putting paint on our plates. So you're going to need, to do your sky, you're going to need yellow. So put some yellow on there, just a little puddle. And red. So how are you doing, Carrie? You got anybody else painting with you or just by yourself?
I'm just by myself, but my youngest son, Jed, I don't know if you can see him right
Yeah, I can see him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's my youngest. He's 12. He's watching. He thinks it's cold.
Your youngest is 12, huh? I can't believe how old
Yeah.
your kids are. It's unbelievable.
About the size of what? A quarter?
Yeah, about a quarter.
Okay.
And blue. Your last color will be blue. So we're going to work with these colors for right now. We'll be using some black later, but we won't use it to begin with. So what we're going to do to make the orange sky at the top is we're going to mix some yellow and some red. So just take your big fat, your biggest brush and just take some red. Red is very strong, so you'll have to mix a lot of yellow in it to get an orange color. So you want to get a nice orange. And then, and with a lot of paint on your brush, then you're just going to start at the top.
I'm mixing the red and the yellow?
Red and yellow.
Okay.
Mix red and yellow and you'll get kind of an orange color. If it comes out too red, add a little more yellow. Too yellow, add a little more red. And it doesn't have to exactly match mine. You just need a general orange color. And we're going to start at the top of the canvas. And we're going to, and give me a holler if I accidentally move off camera, okay? I'm going to try and keep it so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So we're just going to start up here in the corner, and we're just going to go across. You're only going to go maybe about an inch down with this color, and you're just going to be putting it on kind of just to where it covers like this.
Don't open that door. I think there's an Amazon bag, like a blue and white bag. Got some mail in it and got makeup for all the way across the whole top.
Yeah, all the way across the whole top, so it looks like this. Okay?
Okay.
And then you're just going to dip your brush in some yellow, just straight yellow like this, and you're just going to go underneath the orange. If you run out of paint, just add a little more. So it looks kind of like this. So what time is it there, Carrie?
It is 9 to about 12 minutes after 9.
Okay.
Past my bedtime.
Are you in, I forget, are you in Maryland or Virginia?
I'm in Virginia.
You're in Virginia, yeah. Carrie is my niece.
Is your niece?
Yeah, she's my sister's daughter. She lives in Virginia, so this is a nice surprise.
As far away as far
Yeah.
the Atlantic Ocean as you can get without jumping in.
I know.
What are you doing with your fingers?
Okay, I'm using my fingers to blend because I find that using my fingers like this, look what a nice blending job it does. See, if you go like this, your fingers just blend really nicely and you have a lot of control over the blending. So you can go like this and you're just kind of getting, you want it to look like, let me explain about the sky in this picture real quick. What you have, if you look at this photograph, is you have this is the kind of the sky up here, this orange color is the actual sky. Then you have some kind of clouds coming across here, and then you have the sky also doing yellow. And there'll be a little bit of streaking in there because there's just some wispy clouds. Then this blue-gray part here is clouds. This is a strip of clouds. And then you see a little more sky down here. And then there's some more clouds, and then it turns pink under the clouds. So the pink, the yellow, and the orange are all the sky colors. And when we use blue and stuff, then we are actually introducing the clouds into it. So it's kind of a little bit counterintuitive. I'm going to see if I can lift my phone up a little bit higher. Hold on. A little further away so you can see it better. There we go. There. Is that better? I think that's better. That way you can see more of the canvas. Okay, so we're doing that, and then I'm just using my finger and I'm just kind of going up like this because this is where you get kind of the wispiness from the clouds. Okay, and you're going to keep going down with your yellow a little bit more. You want to get some nice yellow in here. And don't worry if yours doesn't look exactly like mine. This is just kind of I'm losing my train of thought here. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to take your brush and kind of rinse it off a little bit. You don't have to rinse it completely clean. You just want to get most of the orange out of it. And then you're going to take some blue and some red and make a kind of a purple color over here. So that's blue and red, and add a tiny bit of white to it to make it kind of a light purple blue color. It should be a little more bluish more than red, so make it kind of a bluish purple color. And then you're going to streak in some little blue clouds right in here. You can still use your big brush, but you're just going to go like this and put some blue clouds in here.
That was blue and red, right?
Blue and red with a little bit of white. And then you...
Just red and white.
Blue and red and a little bit of white. And then you just use your finger to kind of make the clouds wisp out a little bit on the edge. And you're going to do the same thing over here on this side. Just kind of put them in there. Don't be afraid to do it. Remember, with acrylics, even if you ruin what you're doing, you can let it dry and just paint right over it and fix it. So don't worry about that. So we're just kind of, then you just use your finger to kind of streak your clouds and get them to look a little bit like clouds. So they're blending them in with the yellow and the orange. That's why you have your baby wipes, so you can wipe your fingers off, or your paper towel. Okay, so I'm just going to do this a little bit more, and I'm going to add a little more right there, and then we're going to continue our way on down. So what we're coming into now is we're going to have some purple clouds off over here, down here. So you're going to kind of just use that purple color that you made, and you can add a little bit of white to it every so often to make it a little bit lighter if you want to. So you can have some white streaks in it like this. Okay. Now we'll stop in a minute and I'll see how everybody's doing. So just, you don't want to have any hard edges on your clouds. So you want to just kind of keep them smooth. If your paint's starting to dry out a little bit, you can dip your finger in water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked, the red, the blue, the white looked the right color, but when I put it on the yellow, it's turned green.
Yeah, it will.
Oh.
So just put a little more of the purple on top of the green. It'll shift. If you have a little bit of green in there, it's not bad, because if you have blue clouds in front of the yellow sky, you're going to get kind of a greenish cast to it. So don't worry about it. If you look here, if you look at the photograph, you can see there's some green color going on in here. So now I don't like the way I did those, so I'm gonna, yuck. I hate it when the practice painting is better than the one I'm doing in class. So since I didn't like the way it looked, I'm just adding a little more yellow to it to kind of push back the purple a little bit. There we go. Okay, let me see what you guys have so far. So to let me see it, you just need to hold it up in front of the camera so that I can see. Okay, I see what you mean, Carolyn. That's very green.
Yeah. So what do I do?
Yeah.
To it? White?
No, what I would do with that is I would let it dry a little bit, and then you're going to add some white on top of it and go over it again with the purple.
Okay.
Just to push it back a little bit. Do you have
should I add a clean brush into water and kind of
clean your brush off.
dilute it?
Yeah, clean your brush off. Okay, Marion, let me see what you've got. Oh, nice. Yeah. Good job. Oh, Carrie, yeah, yours looks good too. Just use your finger with a little bit of water and kind of trail the clouds off a little bit so they're not too harsh looking. Okay, so we're going to keep moving down with the blue color. Carolyn, you can just start adding a little more blue to your green. How dry is the paint on the green? Yeah, that's better. So we're just going down further with the blue because we have this blue cloud bank here. We have this blue cloud bank. This one right here. And so we're just going across. Don't worry about the lighthouse because it comes on after. So you're going to just paint it straight across and then just blend it too, because it's the cloud bank, so it'll blend up over the, it's kind of more in front than the purple. And then you can just dip your brush back in the yellow paint again, and we're going to do some yellow underneath that. So you can just have it look, it's okay if it looks a little bit rough, because that's, I mean, it's supposed to be a sky that's full of different colors and things, so that's what we're doing. So I'm going to add a little more white to this, and then I'm going to add yellow underneath. So I'm just going to keep going with the yellow. We're just going to do a streak of that. Just start here and go underneath. How's your green doing, Carolyn?
Oh, it's green.
Okay, let it dry and we'll fix it later.
I will. I'm on the blue now.
Yeah, let's just keep going and we'll go back and fix the green later. Because if you try to fix it right now, it may just turn into mud.
It did. I tried.
Yeah. So you can also put a little more of the orange pink over here just for some interest. The sky's a little more orange over here. And then we've got yellow going on right here. I wish I knew what happened with Joyce. Could be me. I'm just learning Zoom. I thought I had the other one figured out and then I can't get it to work. I think what's going on with Facebook is they are messing around with their stuff right now, and so they're changing a lot of things, and So my son was just telling me that it's not Google, it's I don't know who it is. Anyway, might even be, oh, it's Apple. Apple is changing their descriptions so that they don't say whitelist and blacklist anymore. They're gonna say accepted or not accepted or something. So you're coming down here with yellow, and that's the sky. So you're not gonna make it wispy. If anything, you wanna make the clouds kind of wispy down into it a little bit, because that's the background. The pink and the yellow are the sky, so they're not wispy, but the clouds in front of them are. Okay, so
halfway down your canvas?
yeah, I'm about halfway, a little more than halfway. I'm actually running a little bit low on this, so I'm gonna have to make my bottom things a little bit skinnier, my bottom colors. Okay, now you're gonna get just some more blue. Okay, and you're gonna make some darker blue clouds like this. It's just gonna be a little bank right here of darker blue clouds. And bring them all the way across, but don't make them too wide because we don't want to run down into the ocean. So just go back and forth. These are clouds, so you can make them wisp up a little bit on the top edge. Now you can come back after you've done this sky, which I probably will, but I may not do it during art class. But you can go back in and brighten up your colors and stuff. If they're not intense enough, you can go back and paint over them and make them more bold and so I'm going to put a little bit of the darker blue. See how I'm putting a little bit of the darker blue up here in these clouds? If you look at the sky, you will notice that a lot of times the lighter clouds are the further away clouds, and the closer clouds get to you, the darker they get. So if you see blue clouds or purple clouds at a sunset, they're the ones that are the closest to you. The ones further away will tend to be, you know, more white and yellow and kind of faded out. So I'm just doing this with this. See what I'm doing? I'm adding a little more blue to this up here. So I'm just swooping it up there. So that gives it a little more motion too. This is kind of a wind-swept sky a little bit. So we're going to give this bank, this cloud bank, a kind of a slightly harder edge down here. And leave some holes in it, because you're going to come back in with some yellow and pink and that kind of stuff. And as soon as we get this blue part done, then we're going to see how everybody's doing. Now, you need to mix up some pink. So what you want to do is take some white, or white, yeah, as I dip my brush in the red and white. And you want to get a nice pink color. So, bright pink. And you're going to come down here at the bottom edge down here of your blue, and you're going to put this pink like this. It's behind the clouds. You make it a light pink like that. Okay, so you're doing this, and you can add a little bit of red to it, and a little bit of your purple blue color down underneath here. So you get a little bit of a darker cloud bank going across this pink sky. And you're going to put a little bit of pink up in here, over here, so you can see the sky peeking out through the clouds. And do a little bit of the yellow. Whoops, that's not yellow. My brush is too dirty. There. So you want to have a little bit of color peeking out through these clouds like this. And that's the sky right there, that pink. So you can make the edge of the clouds a little bit soft on the bottom, but make sure you're doing that. Okay, now I want to see what everybody's doing again. Okay, so what we're going to do down at the bottom here of everything is it's just going to be kind of that purpley color. So make it purple, a little bit of that red and blue mixed up, just kind of a streaky purple down here. Whoops, that's a little dark. Well, if I do this, that'll lighten it up a little bit. So you have kind of like a purple cloud bank down here at the bottom before we get into our ocean. And then I want you to take that purple and dip your brush. I want you to take your brush and dip it in white and put it over here and get a really, really light purple color. A really light purple color like this. Not much, just a little. We're just going to put a little bit of a mist on the horizon here. So we want to go with white. We have kind of like a fog bank out here. Now bear in mind with these paintings that you can always add stuff to them, take stuff away from them. Marion's great at this. Marion's been in my art classes a lot, and she takes the paintings home afterwards and monkeys around with them and adds stuff to them and everything. So I'll be interested to see what she does with this one. And so you just want to have like this purple color down here. And then we're going to do our ocean. We don't have a lot of ocean in this picture, but that's on purpose because basically the painting is about the sky and the lighthouse. So now, just to give you an idea, this is the one I did yesterday, right? This is the sky from today. Now look how different they are. The colors are the same, but the strokes are different. The way the clouds are in there are different. So it's fine to be different. All right. How you doing, Carolyn?
Oh, cleaning my brushes.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take some blue and mix it with some white over here. Actually, you can just go ahead and put it in that purple you were mixing up for your fog. And then you're going to take a little bit of yellow. How are you doing, Carrie? Did I see yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, you showed it. Oh, yeah, you showed it to me with the sky and everything. I'm having a senior moment. Don't mind me. Okay. So you want to get kind of a greenish blue color, but you want it to be a little bit dark. So I've got way too much here. So what I'm going to do, since I've got a lot of that colors, I'm going to go over here and put my brush here and then take blue and add it to it, because otherwise I'll just keep adding blue to that other pile. Okay, so we want to have this kind of a color, and we're going to do our horizon, and it's going to be sort of straight, but don't worry about it. So you just want to lay your brush flat like this, and you want to put it right about in the middle of where you put that fog bank, and you're just gonna go across. Don't worry if it's not absolutely straight, because we're gonna put enough stuff in it that it's in front of it that it's not gonna matter. Now I have too much water on my brush, so that's why my paint is real thin, but you just want to make your horizon, and then you want to just go between the dark blue and the lighter blue that you just mixed up, and you just want to stroke them in here like this all the way across, unless you want to make a stormy sea, in which case you can make it a little more choppy looking. But I still have way too much water on my brush. See, when you get too much water on your brush, you can see the canvas behind the paint, and you don't want that. You want the paint to cover the canvas. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I just put some blue on my brush like this, straight blue, and I'm just gonna put it in here and do it back and forth. So I get a little bit of a difference here. You want a little bit of a tonal difference. Now, if you have a hair dryer or something that you can blow against your paint to dry it, this would be a good time to do it. If you need to run off and do it in a different room, that's fine. I actually bought these little dryers on Amazon. They're like 12 bucks or something like that. And they're for drying, you know, all kinds of crafty stuff and everything, but you can use them on the paint, huh?
What's it called?
I don't know. I will look it up and I'll put a link in the room,
Okay.
and then everybody can see it. And so then all you do is you just turn it on and just point it at your paint. As long as you don't get it too close to your paint, then it'll dry it faster. But you can also use a regular hair dryer. So anyway, get your ocean done, and then we need to let the canvas dry for a few minutes because we have to draw our lighthouse. So while we're doing the ocean, let's just go ahead. So you fill it all in, and then you can take your brush and you can put a blue streak across here to make it a little bit darker. You can take wipe some paint off. You can take some more white and add it to the turquoise color and just streak it across like this, so you get just a little bit of difference back there in the background. So we just want to have some little bit of streaking back here. We're not gonna, the ocean is pretty far away, so we're not gonna see any actual waves in this painting. And you can blend it with your finger again if you want to. But you want to get the idea that there's some motion going on out there. It's not totally glassy. Although, like I said last week, I have seen the ocean like that at least once recently, where it looked like glass. It was kind of spooky, actually, because there weren't any waves. It was just sitting there, and I thought, what is getting ready to happen now? But it was nothing. It just was a really unusual calm. So you just want to do that. You do want to have your ocean be a little bit darker out toward the horizon, and then we're going to blend the mist on top of it. So what's your weather like right now, Carrie?
Huh?
What's your
Hot and dry.
Well, that sounds like us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least you don't have a lot of humidity at the moment, huh? I don't know. We're going up to Mammoth next week. It's supposed to be in the mid-80s during the day and in the 40s at night. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun. So then, once you've got your ocean the way you want it, then what you need to do is take your paintbrush and mix a little bit of white in with your lighter blue color. And then you're going to take your paintbrush, and instead of going this way, you're going to go like this with it, sideways. And you're going to go right along your horizon line. This is gonna kind of cement the fogginess out there on the horizon. We're not going to have a real hard horizon line. It's going to kind of disappear into the mist. Okay. So let's see if we can get that to dry off, and then we will block in our lighthouse. Let me see what everybody has so far.
Is that almost a white, more white than blue?
Yes.
That last one you did?
Yes.
Okay, I just have to keep that in my white.
Mm-hmm. Put a lot of white in it. Just barely a little bit of blue. Because you want it to kind of look like a fog bank out there. Now this is a time when if you want to go back and add a little bit of color to your sky, you can, but I wouldn't put too much paint on it right now because we do want it to dry. But you can go back and do a few little things like, you know, streak in some more blue, or like right here I have some canvas peeking through, and I really don't want any white canvas peeking through, so I'm trying to cover that because I don't like the way that looks. It's probably because I wiped it too hard with my finger. So I'm just fooling around right now while I'm waiting for the canvas to dry. Nothing in particular, I'm just adding little touches here and there. Sometimes it helps to step away from your painting a little bit and then come back and look at it again, and also to kind of stand it up and back up and see what it looks like, because when you're just sitting here staring at it, you can get lost in detail and stuff like that that you may not need to get lost in. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to stand mine up for a second. Hold on. Back up and look at it. I do need to fix the edges of my ocean because if you notice I have white down here, and that's because my paint was too thin. And I don't want to have funky white on the edges of my canvas there. So you're going to need to let me know when your canvases are dry. The way you can tell they're dry is the paint stops being shiny. As long as the paint is shiny, it's still wet. Whoops, sorry, I'm jiggling my table too much. Makes my camera jiggle. So, what you got, Carolyn? Quit heaving sighs and let me see.
You give me way more grace than I deserve.
Then you give yourself. I know, that's what always happens.
Here's my camera.
Trust me. Okay. Ooh, I love your water too. That looks good.
Well, maybe I could turn it upside down and that could be the sky.
Well, actually, you know, what, it's your painting. You can do whatever you want to with it. And let me see, Carrie. Oh, nice. I like that. Yeah. I love the way your clouds are like going off to the side. That's very good. Yeah. So, well, it looks like it's getting pretty dry. How's yours doing? How are they doing as far as dryness?
I'm not there yet.
We're going to set a ruler down on it, or a straight edge. That's why I don't want to put anything down until the paint's dry, or we'll pick paint up. I say as I keep fooling around with mine with wet paint. But it's drying so fast here because it's so dry. Also, the bottom part of your canvas down here is going to be covered up. So don't worry too much about it. See, it's going to be covered up with the land. So you're just going to have a little strip of your ocean showing. And I've learned when I'm painting lighthouses, since I don't want to paint them like it's a photograph, that it's better to just kind of simplify them a little bit. And you want to get the mood and there we go. Okay, stop.